year before taxes?
Yeah, I'm actually not comfortable answering that.
Come on! We're doing the interview now, not you.
All right, so for this Browns backers interview, please help me welcome, hailing from the Bar of Appleton in Green Bay, Wisconsin, the president of the Fox Valley of Wisconsin Browns backers, Mike. Mike, thank you so much for joining us. How are you today?
Good. Thanks for having me, guys. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem. And you're right there in the backyard of this week's opponent, so you're going to have some.
Yeah.
You know what they're saying out there.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. But before we get to the Browns in the game this week, tell us a little bit about your chapter.
Yeah. So we actually hail from the Fox Valley, which is a little bit of a suburb of the Green Bay area. So we're about 20 minutes outside of Green Bay. Been around since 2012. I'm actually the third president of this group since our foundation year.
But the best one, right?
What was that?
The best president, though, right?
Oh, absolutely, of course. We started off. I would say this: it's hard being a chapter in this area with such a dominant force that the Packers community is. So I always say we're in a unique spot, and we're a special group. But we're small. We're definitely a smaller group. But over the years, we went from having two of us to, I think our roster now, last I checked, was close to 60. But on every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, or Sunday night football, we would get on. We'd consistently get anywhere between 10 to 15 people show up annually or weekly. So that's nice. Over the last couple years, though, with the losing that we had to kind of endure, we lose people that want to show up. So as a president, that's always the big challenge. But we're just looking to regroup and keep growing our ranks and having a lot of fun watching our Browns every Sunday. Outside of that, what we like to focus on, because we are a smaller group, we don't get to have those big raffles or charity events on the weekly like a lot of bigger chapters do. But what we typically do is at the end of the year, we'll pull all the money that we did raise and typically find an organization to donate. At this point, we're still, as a chapter, deciding what group we're going to donate to this year. So more to come on that. But typically, it's usually like a Toys for Tots or a food pantry in the local community.
Absolutely. And every little bit counts. So I know times do get challenging, especially with the Browns being the Browns. The Browns is the Browns. Times do get challenging as far as attendance goes and getting people out there. But I think the fact that you keep on keeping on is a real testament to Browns fans, and just most of them are willing to endure. It gets harder and harder to go out for the games. But they're still there, and as soon as you even get one win, all of a sudden I'm sure you guys get peaks and valleys where it's like the peak comes out and we won a game, and now 20 new people showed up. So.
Well, it was funny when we first started off. Our original viewing location was at the Paper Valley Hotel here in Appleton, which is where all the NFL teams stay when they play the Packers. So nice. It was always interesting mingling with the other fan bases that would come in. They would stare at us like, what's this group doing here in the middle of Green Bay watching the Browns? And it's like, then you're going to explain, hey, this is what we do. We love our Browns. We support them. It's cool running into NFL players constantly. I still remember the day Charles Tillman knocked my daughter over by accident walking through the hallways. So it's a very unique environment and setting that we're in, for sure.
Yeah.
Michael, how did you become a Browns fan?
I'm actually from that area. I'm from Lorain.
Okay. So you were born into it.
I was born into it, but the odd thing about it, unfortunately, my mom's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. She grew up as a Steelers fan.
I was going to throw a really harsh slur her way, and I decided not to.
Go for it. I do it all the time.
No, I can't do it. I have a wife and a little mom. I have a wife and a little girl. They would be disappointed in me.
Yeah, no, I grew up a hardcore Browns fan. Actually, all Cleveland sports fans. That's just beyond the Browns, Guardians, and Cavs, obviously, in Ohio State. But yeah, just when we end up moving to Wisconsin and up into this area, first thing I did was find the local backers group. Found that group, just started making those connections and friends, and then here I
said,
am.
I'm going to
today,
take this group
president.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, I said that was my ultimate goal.
Yeah. Mission accomplished.
13 years later, I took it.
Absolutely. So you were playing for the long term. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a silent coup.
Yeah. But
Don't
with
tell
all
anybody that.
yeah. With all that being said, a couple quick questions for you. First of all, who wins this Sunday and why?
Oh, okay. Do you want my fandom pick or do you want a real?
No, this is a real take. Yeah,
Real
we
take.
want to know what happened.
This is being published, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, just because we cannot put the ball in the end zone consistently, and with that being said, I think we have a top 5 defense of all NFL. I think we have a playoff caliber defense, but I am going with the Packers 34-18 on this week.
34-18. That's pretty close to some of our scores that you'll hear later in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I mean, the Browns,
Yeah.
they can't score points to save their lives. And it's, I'm not going to get into it here because we got to get into it in the show. We got plenty of show to talk about this, but
Mike, what's the word on the ground there? I mean, is everyone pretty on fire for this Packers team? They feel like they're going to do big things this year.
Yeah, ever since Micah Parsons made his presence here in Lambeau Field, it went up a whole notch, and it's nauseating. I'll just say that it's completely nauseating up here.
you mentioned it being tough to be a group there. I can only imagine it. It's probably kind of like any of the division rivals towns because the Packers are such a big football town. I mean, Green Bay is such a big football town that it just has to be tough to have any fans outside of Green Bay fans in that town.
Yeah, it truly is. It's as a group, we said, listen, if we don't win any other game all year long, please make it this game. And I hope the Packers go undefeated for the rest of the year. So then I could look at all my neighbors and just say, ha, remember that one loss? That was this guy.
You didn't beat the Browns. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that we've got to that point where we're just hoping for one win.
Yeah.
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 But
I'm right there with you, Mike.
I can tell you what I'm nauseated about is seeing that house that they bought across the street from Lambeau Field on NFL Sunday every week.
Yeah. It's a cool environment. All kidding aside, the Green Bay fans, Lambeau Field, the environment, I've never been to a more welcoming area to just see a football game or just hang out with a different fan base. It's a really cool experience up here. I was just most recently, obviously, I was at the draft, and then I've been to many games up in Lambeau, so it's definitely a cool experience.
Midwestern hospitality out there, not trash like Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no. All that being said, though, you know what I say to fans of anybody besides the Browns? I say F them all. But yeah, we don't. They could be nice, but they still suck. But listen, Mike.
Hey, kind of cheese curd.
Right, exactly. You got it. Listen, Mike. We wish we could stay on and talk to you all night, but we really do appreciate you being on, telling us a little bit about your chapter and what you guys have going on out there. And we hope to catch up with you if we're ever in the Green Bay area to see a game. So.
Yeah. Absolutely. We'll show you that Midwest nice up here for sure.
Yeah. Appreciate it, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you. We're the Fox Valley Browns backers, and you're listening to the Burning River Sportcast. Go Brownie.